Hi, welcome. I'm Yves Lorenzo. Now in this presentation, we're going to discuss the advanced operating system and networking using Ubuntu. So let's get started. So what is Ubuntu? Ubuntu is a Linux-based operating system. It is designed for computers, smartphones, and network servers. The system is developed by UK-based company called Canonical Limited. All the principles used to develop the Ubuntu software are based on the principles of open source software development. And Ubuntu is an African word that literally means humanity to others. Next up, let's discuss the version of Ubuntu. As of December 2022, the latest versions of Ubuntu are 22.04 LTS or long-term support, which was released on April, and version 22.10, which was released on October. Every year, there are two releases of Ubuntu, one in April and one in October. The version number normally denotes the year in which the software was released. For example, the version 22.04 specifies that it was released in the year 2022 and in the month of April, which is the fourth month of the year. Similarly, the version 22.10 specifies that it was released in the year 2022 and in the month of October, which is the 10th month of the year. The April build every year is the more stable build, while the October build does a lot of experimentation on new features. So what are the features of Ubuntu? Ubuntu has a multi-user capability. Multi-users can access the same system resources like memory, hard disk, and many more. But they have to use different terminals to operate. Next is multitasking. More than one function can be performed simultaneously by dividing the CPU time intelligently. Next feature is the portability. Portability does not mean it is smaller in file size or can be carried in pen drives or memory cards. It means there is a very low effort required to make it run on different platforms, and it supports the different types of hardware. Then security. Ubuntu provides security in three ways, namely authenticating by assigning password and login ID, authorization by assigning permissions to read, write, and execute, and encryption, which converts file into an unreadable format. Next is the graphical user interface of Ubuntu. You can enjoy the simplicity of Ubuntu's intuitive GUI. It is fast, secure, and with thousands of apps to choose from. For everything you want to do, Ubuntu has what you need. We also have application support. A whole world of apps. Ubuntu offers thousands of apps available for download. Most of are available for free and can be installed with just a few clicks. The Ubuntu has an office software which you can create professional documents, spreadsheets, and presentations with LibreOffice, the open source Office suite that's compatible with Microsoft Office. That means you can open and edit files like Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, and PowerPoint presentations and share them with other users quickly and easily. You can also use Google Docs directly from your desktop. Renowned for speed and security, Ubuntu and Firefox make browsing the web a pleasure again. Ubuntu also supports Chrome and other browsers that can be installed from the Ubuntu Software Center. Ubuntu comes with Thunderbird, Mozilla's popular email application, so you'll have fast desktop access to your email no matter which email services you use. Microsoft Exchange, Gmail, Hotmail, POP, or IMAP, email just works. Ubuntu is full of free apps you can help to enjoy, manage, and edit and share your photos. Whatever you use to take them, with fantastic support for cameras and phones, you won't need any extra drives to get up and running. Edit your photos or create professional illustrations and designs with tools like GIMP and Krita, available in Ubuntu Software Center. With Shotwell, you can quickly and easily import, organize, edit, and view your pictures or photos, and you can create and share your favorite snaps on all popular photo sites and social networks. Watch HD videos from your browser on Ubuntu, or use the default movie player and VLC and OpenShot from the Snap Store. Edit your movies with Shotcut or Kden Live and then watch them in the movie player. From Sudoku to first-person shooters, we've got a loads of games that will keep you busy for hours. There are thousands of games available for Ubuntu, including titles from the Unity and Steam platforms. Pick from a critically acclaimed titles such as Dota 2, Kerbal Space Program, and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Finally, Ubuntu is an open source operating system. Its code is freely available to all and is a community-based development project. Their code is shared openly throughout the development cycle. They are transparent about their plans for future release. So as developer, hardware manufacturer, or OEM, you can work with them to start building Ubuntu applications and systems. The Linux operating system's architecture mainly contains some of the components: the kernel, system library, hardware layer, system, and the shell utility. The kernel is a core part of Linux. It is responsible for all major activities of this operating system. It consists of various modules and it interacts directly with the underlying hardware. Kernel provides the required abstraction to hide low-level hardware details to system or application programs. And then system libraries are special functions or programs using which application programs or system utilities accesses kernel's features. These libraries implement most of the functionalities of the system and do not require kernel modules code access rights. System utility programs are responsible for doing specialized level and individual activities. Linux operating system contains the hardware layer that consists of several peripheral devices like CPU, HDD, and RAM. Then finally, shell is an interface among the kernel and user. It can afford the services of kernel. It can take commands through the user and runs the functions of the kernel. The shell is available in distinct types of operating systems. These operating systems are categorized into two different types, which are the graphical shells and the command line shells. The graphical line shells facilitate the graphical user interface, while the command line shells facilitate the command line interface. Thus, both of these shells implement operations. However, the graphical user interface shells work slower as compared to the command line interface shells. Next up, I will show you the basic terminal commands. First, we have to open our terminal. Okay, there you go, and then type the ls command and then hit enter. Okay, the ls command is used to list files or directories in Linux and other Unix-based operating systems. As you can see, here are the list of my files and directories. Okay, then we have the pwd command, okay, which means print working directory. The pwd command writes to standard output the full path name of your current directory from the root directory. All directories are separated by a slash. As you can see here, they are separated by slash, and the directory is represented by the first slash. Okay, this one, and then the last directory name is your current directory, this one. Okay, so if you want to change your working directory, you can use the cd command. So okay, so we can go to the root directory by typing the cd space then forward slash. Okay, there you go. This is the root directory. So the Linux cd command offers several ways to navigate and change the working directory using the terminal window. Next, we will have to navigate to the desktop. Okay, change directory to the desktop. There you go. And we'll be creating file using the touch command. Okay, we'll type the touch command. and the file name, such as, for example, file1. Hit enter. Okay, and then to see the file, we have to list, okay, using the ls command. So as you can see, this is the file that we have created, file number 1. Okay, so if we want to put a content in the file, we have to type the cat command. Okay, cat space, then the greater than symbol, and then the name of the file. Okay, for example, the file number 1 that we have created, and then type the content. Okay, hit enter first, then type the content you want to insert in the file, like for example, hello world, and then hit the control C to save. Okay, then to verify if the file to verify the file content, we have to type the cat command space and then the file name, file number 1. Okay, then hit enter. Let me check. There you go. As you can see, the content of the file 1 is the hello world that we have entered. Okay, next, if we want to create a folder, we can use the mkdir command, and then space, and then the directory name, like project 1. This will create a folder named project 1. So hit enter, and then we have to list all the directories and files, and then as you can see, here's the directory that we have created. Okay, we can also copy the file to the directory by typing the cp command, then space, then the name of the file we want to copy, for example, the file number 1. Okay, and then the directory name where we want to place it, for example, the project 1. There you go. Then to verify if the file was copied, we can navigate to the project 1 directory, and then type again the ls command, and then as you can see, here's the copied file. Okay, then next, to move the file, all we have to do is type the mv command. Okay, let's check. Let's create another file, for example, file number 2. And there you go, and then we will move this file number 2 in the project 1 directory. So all we have to do is type the mv command, and then the file name of the file that we want to move, and then the destination, like for example, the project 1 directory. Okay, let us test. Okay, and list all the files again. As you can see, the file number 2 has been moved to the project number 1. To verify, we have to move to the project 1, and then ls command. Okay, here's the file number 2 that we have moved. Okay, then we can also remove the file by typing the rm command, then the file that we want to remove or delete. Okay, for example, we will remove the file number 1 here in the project 1 directory. Okay, type the rm and then the file number 1. Okay, hit enter, then list all the files. So as you can see, the file number 1 was removed. Okay, only file number 2 is available. And then if we want to, for example, remove here in the desktop, if you want to remove the directory, like for example the project number 1 directory, so we can also type the rm command, but we have to add the -r parameter. It will recursively delete a directory and all its contents. So and then type the directory like project number 1, and then hit enter, and then list all the files or directories, and then as you can see, the project number 1 directory was removed. Okay. Next up, we have the networking commands. First, we'll be going to look at the if config command. Now, the kernel links up the software side to the hardware side using the network interface. Using the command, you can configure them. So obviously, your system has a software which is your operating system, but the operating system is running on the hardware of your computer. Okay, so now there's obviously should be a connection between these two, because only using the hardware you can configure a network, because only through hardware you can plug in the LAN cable, but once you plug in the LAN cable, there should be a software running which detects that. So how can you do that? So to configure that, you can use the if config command. Okay. Next, we'll be looking at the ping command. This command has a lot of uses. So the first basic use is to check whether your internet is connected or not. So in this example, we have typed in the google.com, so my system will be able to send in a packet to google.com telling that you are connected with me. So if Google acknowledges that and sends back a response shown in this example. Okay. Now let us check out the wget command. It is a command used to retrieve content from web servers. It is pretty common command used to, let's say you have a file in another server and you want to download it. So normally, if it is a GUI or graphical user interface, if you're using a Mozilla Firefox, you can just download that PDF file by clicking on the download option. But if you are using a command line, obviously you will not be able to do that. That's why you can use the wget command, then just provide the link, and the wget command will take care of everything. It will download the file for you. Okay. So that ends my presentation. Thank you so much.